Good morning and welcome back to Withrow Urban Homestead. Today is April 9th and it's time for a winter sowing update. The onions were sown mid-February. They germinated in 24 days, and they've been growing for 4 weeks, and they're ready to be transplanted. They've already been hardened off. The red Russian kale was sown late February, and it germinated in 20 days. It's been growing for 4 weeks and it's also ready to be transplanted. And it's already been hardened off too. And that's the reason it's in this netting and open, getting used to the weather. I just rearranged these in the order of when they're going to need to be hardened off. And the next 5 are ready. It's in that window. So we're going to start with our pansies. They were sown late February and they germinated in 20 days. They've been growing for 4 weeks. They're still really tiny. Pansies grow slowly. And they're a spring flower, so I was curious, can I successfully winter sow them? I do have a lot of fall pansies already planted that should come back. This is mostly for my curiosity. Red cabbage was sown late February and it germinated in 19 days. So it's been growing for 4 weeks and it's ready to harden off now. They're a good size. I'm going to try to film a video of hardening those off tomorrow. I can make separate videos for each vegetable and flower. But I need to set up another super hoop because I need to use this one over there for the onions. Winter sowing the snapdragons is an experiment too, because I do have a lot of fall snapdragons growing right now. But I'm curious, how successful will snapdragons be? And I sowed them early March, and they germinated in 13 days. They've been growing for 3.5 weeks, and they're still tiny, but there's a lot of them. Stock, which are a pretty spring flower with tall stems and little blossoms. They were sown late March, and they germinated in 5 days, really quickly. They've only been growing for 2 weeks. Chard was sown at the same time, late March, and it germinated in 9 days. And it's only been growing for a week and a half. The cilantro, it could be hardened off and planted out now. It is the right window, but I just sowed these 5 days ago, so they haven't germinated. I put them with these others, but they're not going to be hardened off now. People winter sow at various times through the winter. Most start around February. I'm following the Maryland Extension Office's suggested schedule of winter sowing, and they recommend spring vegetables and flowers to be sown in March, and summer vegetables and flowers to be sown in April. The cilantro should have been winter sown in March, but it's behind because I didn't realize I was out of seed, so I had to go out and buy some. The parsley, it takes a long time to germinate, and it was sown late March. It still hasn't germinated. I'm not sure if there's a beginning of some germination or if that's a little bit of algae. Tomorrow I'll look again. Let's hope it's some seedlings coming up. The sweet alyssum, which is a spring tiny flower, it's been growing for 4 weeks and it was sown early March. And it germinated quickly in 7 days. I'll be hardening that off in 2 weeks. The Napa cabbage, Chinese cabbage, it's the champ of the winter sowing. It grows quickly. I sowed it in early March and it germinated in only 7 days. And so it's been growing for 4 weeks and it's gotten really big, but it needs to wait a little bit longer. We'll harden it off in a couple of weeks. Lettuce, it's also easy to winter sow. I sowed these mid-February and they germinated quickly. Let me check my notes. Only 10 days. And they've been growing now for 5.5 weeks and I'll start hardening them off 2 weeks from now. They're both gotten really big. They're a variety of heirloom lettuces from my own saved seeds. This one feels a little bit light. It means the soil is drying out, and I noticed the tape has developed a gap right there. See it? So moisture's been evaporating, so we need to fix that, tape it up. Let me show you the Napa cabbage and the lettuce roots. Can you see them through there? Now let's look at our summer veggies. I sowed the tomatoes 5 days ago, early April, and they haven't germinated yet. This is an heirloom variety, a bush, meaning it's going to be short, not vining, San Marzano, Italian tomato, great for sauce. And my favorite vegetable to grow, sweet peppers. I just sowed these 2 days ago, early April. They're an heirloom Ivarsky sweet Italian pepper. And I was curious to know how much temperature was different, what was held inside these little greenhouses. So I added a thermometer that will record the highest temperature, the lowest temperature, and the current temperature. And since I started this in February, mid-February, the coldest it's been in the jugs is, I think, 10 degrees. Yeah, 10 degrees. And the hottest it's been in the jugs is 118. Currently, the air temperature right now is 47, and inside this jug, it's 71. That's how the seeds germinate in cold weather. In the daytime temperatures when it's sunny, like right now, hang on, I'm counting. It tends to be more than 20 degrees warmer inside the jugs. But on very cold nights, the temperature is basically the same temperature as the outside. So that's why you put off winter sowing summer veggies until April. Like last night, it got back down to 27. But hopefully that's our last freeze. We'll see. So that's it for our winter sowing update. Come back for the planting of the onions and the kale, and winter sowing more summer vegetables and flowers. Thank you for visiting Withrow Urban Homestead. See you later. Bye-bye.